All right, so let's talk about your name. What are people going to call you? So 9 times out of 10, there is a good chance that you already have what you're going to be called. Your pseudonym is what they call it in business terms. So you have that name, but sometimes the names come with problems, and I've seen a lot of really great names, and I've also seen a whole lot of terrible names. So let's talk about people that you might know. So Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak is a, I guess, singer and producer and music maker who is out there in the public eye right now and is a really, really, really dope musician. But I don't think a lot of people knew Anderson .Paak when he was called Breezy Lovejoy. Even though Anderson .Paak around that time was really, really dope as Breezy Lovejoy, I don't think Breezy Lovejoy would have bred this sort of new wave of Anderson .Paak. And so that's an example of picking the right name that kind of fits with your point of view. So let's take me for an example, because I made this huge mistake, which is one of the reasons why I'm making this video series, is because this is one of the first steps that I had to take on. So in the beginning of my music career, I chose a very terrible name. It is still a part of my name now, but it was still kind of terrible. It was just TJAY. I will tell you why that is terrible. Because there's somebody out there already called TJAY. And there are several other people out there that are already called TJAY. And there are many, many derivatives of TJAY that can be confused with my brain. So in order to be discovered, you can't be confused with somebody else. Because I ran into the issue where on iTunes, TJAY showed up a guy that did rock music, a guy that did sort of like inspirational jazz music, and another TJ that did hip hop. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So in 2013, I decided to change my name. I needed to extend my brand. And so the story behind that is I was doing radio at the time, and my co-host, DJ EO, was like, TJ needs a new name. Because at that time period, I had kind of roamed across the east coast of the country and made my way back home. And when I made my way back home, he called me Vagabond TJ because I really wasn't living in one place. I was just kind of roaming around the country, like sleeping on couches and doing that type of thing. So when he came with the name Vagabond TJ, I was like, I want to rebrand. That's a really great idea. Why don't I call myself something around what I like to do? And so I like to use language in order to like express myself metaphorically. And so I was like, well, how can I twist this? Well, I use wordplay. I play with words. The word play reminds you of playing a song. And so I was like, wordplay TJ. That you would think that's where the story ends, but that's not really where it ended. So I had wordplay TJ, but my vision of it was all as one word. But as I continued on and after I had already like set the name in place, I came up on another problem, was the spelling and the interpretation of wordplay TJ. So there is many ways to interpret and to screw up the name wordplay TJ, which in some ways makes it a bad name, but also makes it a very unique name. And so I think that the upside was more than the downside, and so I stuck with it because of course, like I've just done this major rebranding effort, and there's no reason for me to do it again. So I stuck with wordplay TJ, but I went with the spelling that iTunes gave me. So iTunes doesn't recognize the period in my TJ as like a regular period. So what it thinks is Wordplay is my first name, T is my middle name, J is my last name. And so I rolled with it. And I continue to roll with it to this day. And so sort of my name is sort of accident with story with all this information tugged in between. And so that's what I want you to think about. My name comes from my POV, comes from my interpretation of what I feel like I do, and then it also comes from what people think I do. And I mesh those all together into something that works to this day. And so across the board, no matter what you do, you're able to search and find Wordplay TJ. You want people to be able to Google your name once they discover you and find your music. Without a doubt, if anybody Googles my name right now, Wordplay TJAY, you will find my music, no matter how many times you mess it up. Because I've thought about the ways people can mess it up, and I have discovered the ways people can mess it up, and I'll talk about that in analytics later on down the road. But people are going to mess it up, and some people are going to get it right, and so you have to think about all these ways that can happen. And so Wordplay TJ makes music for the underdog. I'm a hip-hop artist and producer from Little Rock, Arkansas, and that's my point of view. So find a unique name. If you don't already have one, make a list. If you do have one and you do a Google search and it's not unique enough, then before you release your next song, maybe you should think about that. And that doesn't hurt your past or previous works. You can always monetize your works. Later on down the road, I'll talk about publishing and everything like that. It doesn't hurt it because you're the same person. Terry L. Johnson still wrote the same songs that TJ did as Wordplay TJ. And so I collect on all of that music, and you should be able to. But when it comes to branding, you want to be able to be discoverable. And so I know it's a tough decision, but you have to think about your name now. So like I said, go ahead, make a list, run it by some people, do your Google search, do your YouTube search, which are the two largest search engines in the world. Search Twitter, search Facebook, search Instagram, search everything to make sure that your name can be consistent across the board. So no matter where you go on social media, you will always find Wordplay. No matter where you go on social media, you will always find Wordplay TJAY. That's across the board. And I do that on purpose because in order for people to discover me, they need to be able to find me with a simple Google search. And the way you do that, consistency. It all boils back to the same things. Marketing is consistency. So that is your name, and we're going to get into the next section soon. Hey, I want to say thank you for watching this video, and I appreciate it if you watched it all the way to the end. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification for new videos, and also if you would like some one-on-one help. I know everybody's situation is different. Go ahead and hit my PayPal link and you can purchase an hour of consultation with me one-on-one. We'll talk about what you're trying to achieve with your music career and how to best monetize that. So until the next video, peace.